They are the face of punk's new generation and leaders of a modern rock revolution. They have been shunned by loved ones and embraced by millions of fans. So the question is, how did these wayward kids from Northern California become one of the most influential bands of the past few decades? And how did they turn the subcultural punk rock ethic into a commodity ripe for mass consumption? Green Day were born to be.
My mother always wanted me to be a lawyer.
A doctor.
An architect like my father.
My dad insisted on medical school.
I was always expected to be a part of the family business.
A bank manager.
But I was born to be.
But I was born to be.
Green Day are a crew of scrappy, aggressive young musicians united by geography and brought together by a mutual passion for punk.
We are a punk rock and roll band.
They have sold millions of records. They have toured the world.
It's all a part of living that rock and roll lifestyle, I guess.
They have rebelled and they have conformed. And they have introduced mainstream culture to the punk movement.
We're going to save music. I can feel it.
Through it all, the three young men from Oakland, California, have been able to maintain a sharp focus, a firebrand social consciousness,
I'm not a part of a redneck agenda.
And most importantly, a love and respect for one another.
We work really hard at what we do, but we also really enjoy it, you know? And I think unlike most bands, we're friends.
My interest isn't necessarily punk. It's Green Day. It's my band.
Green Day's fate-filled trek to punk pop dominance started here in Rodeo, California. It was in this working-class town, just a short drive from San Francisco, that the legendary 70s punk movement would find its most mainstream revival. Billy Joe Armstrong was born the youngest of 6 children to a jazz-loving truck driver father and a country music-loving waitress mother. From an early age, music became a large part of his personal evolution. At the age of 10, Billy lost his father to lung cancer.
I mean, it was always a struggle. I mean, it's like we weren't feeling sorry for ourselves. 6 kids, single parent, no father.
With very little support to be found from his siblings and mother, the future pop-punk superstar began seeking camaraderie from outside the home. Billy quickly formed a strong bond with a fellow classmate and a fellow victim of hardcore family dysfunction named Michael Ryan Pritchard. Michael, or Mike as most people called him, had been born to a heroin-addicted mother and had been put up for adoption shortly after his birth.
My mom was so poor she couldn't even pay attention. I was neglected.
Over the course of his first 14 years, Mike spent most of his days being shipped between the homes of his divorced step-parents. Mike and Billy Joe found solace in each other. They were fans of the same punk music and ran with the same crowd.
I was never the most popular guy in school. I was wasn't a nerd, but I was kind of more like I was invisible.
When you go to high school, like the 9th grade, they shave your head. Either that or you get your ass kicked a lot. And so, it was pretty grim.
They became huge fans of the burgeoning Northern California punk scene and began buying as many records and attending as many shows as they could afford.
The more you start to think things suck, the more you're going to search for the stuff that you like.
Billy Joe and Mike were also intrigued by punk's do-it-yourself attitude and began seeing some potential for a punk rock career of their own.
Dropped out of school basically to play music, and that's the only thing. If I wasn't playing music right now, I'd be playing music. I'd be playing music no matter what.
When it's all said and done, it's real and there's real fun. The words and all well done.
With Mike making a paltry income at the barbecue restaurant, Billy Joe took a decidedly more punk rock approach to making money. Nicknamed $2 Billy by his classmates, Billy Joe earned a meager living selling joints at the rock-bottom price of $2 a piece. With old-school punk bands like DOA and the Dead Kennedys inspiring them, the two aspiring punk rockers formed a band called Sweet Children. Sweet Children played wherever and whenever possible.
That's always been the sort of philosophy we've always come by, playing anywhere and everywhere.
The reason why we never cover band because we didn't know how to play other people's songs.
In late 1988, the group traveled to Willits, California to co-headline a high school house party with another punk band called the Lookouts. Only 5 people showed up to check out the Rec Room rock spectacle, but the show would prove to be one of the most important performances of their career. The Lookouts singer-guitarist Lawrence Livermore, who also co-owned a thriving punk rock record company called Lookout Records, was so impressed with the Sweet Children's fresh punk sound that he immediately offered them a small-time record deal. Mike and Billy Joe also became fast friends with the Lookouts drummer, an equally talented and off-the-wall young man named Trey Cool. Over the next few years, as Sweet Children evolved into Green Day, the young punks maintained their creative relationship with Trey. So much so that when Green Day's original drummer quit the band, Mike and Billy Joe knew exactly where to turn. In late 1990, Trey Cool became a permanent member of Green Day.
Biggest member of the Green Day trio, I think we always keep 110%.
Exactly 1 year later, Green Day released their second full-length album, a much more unified, no-holds-barred record called Kerplunk. Green Day toured tirelessly to promote the album.
If we work really hard and make good records and whatever, then everything else kind of comes into place after that.
The album became a huge underground success, and major labels began sniffing at their doorstep. And although the offers were lucrative, Green Day knew that signing to a major label was the antithesis of the punk ethic. It was a massive risk and a decision that could have sunk them forever. When we come back, watch as Green Day flirt with mass market domination and suffer some major fallout along the way. When Born to Be continues.